What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Baltmatrix, and welcome to my fourth video review of the MT Combiner Series Quantron set. Today we are taking a look at Sonic Drill, otherwise known as Not Nose Cone. Now, this is probably one of my favorite figures of the set, simply because he looks freaking awesome! I mean, just look at all the detailing on this guy. Nose Cone was, as I've stated multiple times, he was one of my favorite figures, along with the Strafe figure. The overall look of this bot is one of strength, yet he is a scientist, or at least the G1 series character was more of a scientist than anything else. He can wield his drill in robot mode as a weapon, plus he also has two different hand-carried cannons. Yes, he has a little bit of a backpack, but I'm fine with that. It actually works for the figure. It makes me feel like he is a gruff and tough mining bot. The overall coloring scheme and the overall look really are something else, and his 22 points of articulation really do make this figure quite posable. Just a really, really solid, awesome-looking third-party figure. I also love Sonic Drill's head sculpt. Yes, it's very similar to the original nose cone head sculpt, but he's got this cool little visor going on the one side. It looks kind of like a scouter from Dragon Ball Z. The paint on the head sculpt is also really something special, because if this was a Hasbro figure, we would not have painted eyes or a painted scouter lens thing. The only thing I'm not crazy about is why are his lips puckering? I don't know why. Technically, the figure has 23 points of articulation because I didn't count the crotch as a point of articulation. You can, as part of the transformation, swing the crotch away from the figure, but it's strong enough that it'll hold its spot or pose. So yeah, his junk is a point of articulation. The only real problems I run into with robot mode are the fact that his chest and his, well, crotch don't like to stay attached to the rest of the robot mode. Just a little bit of force will pop open his chest, and a little bit of force will disconnect his crotch from the rest of the robot mode. It's a shame, not a huge deal, but it is annoying and worth pointing out. The figure has these deployable arms that can be extended from the back of his shoulder pads in robot mode. They don't really do much. The only thing they're really good for are holding his work lights, but other than that, they're kind of useless. They can swing to the side, but they can't really bend forward all that far. I guess you could have them hold somebody else's weapon, maybe? I guess that's useful. I'm not a huge fan of these extending arms, so I just fold them up and leave them folded up into the shoulders. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't really think there was any point in having them, other than, hey, they could do it, I guess. Sonic Drill's transformation is both frustrating and difficult at the same time. It's nowhere near as easy as any of the other guys, and it feels like the closer I get to the final combination, the harder and harder it is to transform these guys. So, for Sonic Drill, we're going to start off by first taking the arms and folding down the little hand cannons. Take the fists, turn them so that the silver part is pointing up, and then fold the fists up into the forearms. So do that for the other side, like that. And on the fists, especially on mine, the ball joint has a tendency to pop a lot. And getting it back in is an exercise in extreme frustration. Next, we will fold the chest down and the back away, and the drill away from the chest, or from the back, so that we can fold the head up into his neck, and then push the head into the chest, taking this section and flipping it around completely. And then fold the chest back up like that. Then take the forearms and fold them up, and they will peg into little peg holes that are very hard to see in the upper shoulder. So we'll do that, like so. And then what I like to do is from here, then we fold down the outer tread on his shoulders to form the treads, like that. Next, we actually disconnect the torso, fold it all the way up, and then swing the drill assembly forward. And bring it as far forward as you can, like so. Put the drill, and then just kind of wiggle it so that the drill goes forward, peg them together, and then bring the arms down, and there are little pegs on the inside of the treads, and they will peg into the drill assembly, like so. Oh, and then fold the guns and all that down like that. So, next. This is where things get a little bit difficult. Well, next now for the legs, with the whole torso finished. Turn the legs such that the treads are facing towards the back of the robot mode. Take the feet and fold the feet up into the backs of the bottom part of the legs. And then take the whole section on the double hinged knees and fold them up. Like this. And what you want when you're done is actually, oh, we forgot to twist the hip. We want the treads of the lower legs pointing forward to where the drill is going to go. And then this whole section is supposed to flip and then come up like this. And it doesn't look like it's supposed to peg into place anywhere along these clips. And this is where I run into problems. Every time I've transformed him, it never really lines up quite right. What you're supposed to do now is unpeg these panels, flip them back, and then peg them into place to get one cohesive tread unit. That's kind of easier said than done sometimes. So now that all that's done, we fold the drill forward, and it will peg into the underside of the feet in the front. And this part is always annoying because it never feels like there is enough length here to extend the drill across the entire figure. So the drill is supposed to peg into these peg holes here and onto the inside of the bottom of the feet. But I can never figure out why I can't get enough length on the drill. And it's a problem that I always have even up to this review. I've tried to transform this thing several times. So I don't know what I'm missing, in all honesty. After taking a very, very close look at the instructions and actually pulling out a little magnifying glass so that I could see them better, I saw that instead of the pins being like completely in line with each other, they were at a little bit of an angle. So I tried putting them at a little bit of an angle, pushing the treads forward, and that gave me enough clearance to get the clips, which are right here, into place without any problems. So that was the issue I was having. It's not very clear in the directions. Like I said, I had to pull out a magnifying glass in order to even tell what was going on. So after fiddling around for a little bit, I was able to get Sonic Drill comfortably into his alt mode, and I'll show you guys here what you have to do for that, but I'm going to show off the alt mode first. It does have a spinning drill. Unfortunately, it does not spin automatically, but I'm okay with that. The overall look of the drill tank is really, really nice. The lights go up here on the back of the alt mode, and overall this is just a really, really solid little tank mode. I love this little tank mode. It's so good and so clean. It's just really nice. Save for the difficulty of the transformation, I think Sonic Drill is actually quite a nice figure, and is probably one of my favorite of the set, along with Blind Fire. This figure is a lot of fun and definitely worth having in your collection, and let's face it, we don't really have many gray, brown, and yellow Transformers out there. The only other one I could think of off the top of my head was the brownish Polar Claw repaint from Beast Wars, and I believe that was a con exclusive. I think that many other figures could benefit from this color scheme. Anyway, guys, this has been Baltmatrix taking a look at Quantron Sonic Drill. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and as usual, I will catch you next time.